Security. Security in cybersecurity domain or IT security domain can be defined as implementing security policies or implementing certain strategies or taking measures to defend potential attacks or threats in order to protect your digital assets. Security in simple terms is taking a preventive measures in order to protect your network infrastructure or a digital assets from different kind of attack vectors, whether the attacks are network level attacks, host level attacks, or even application level attacks. So it is simply implementing certain policies or taking measures in order to protect your digital assets. Policy. Policy is a statement, paragraph, or a document that defines values, certain values and responsibilities in order to protect digital assets or organizational assets. And security policy can be defined as a framework in which needed levels of security are defined that are implemented at various levels in order to protect your organization. We shall look more about security in the next module where we define about data security and IT security. Coming up next is DID or Defense in Depth. What is Defense in Depth? Defense in Depth is a multi-layer security model, or it is an approach where you implement security mechanisms, policies or practices at different layers. So if an attacker could successfully bypass security at one level, he can be stopped, or the attacks can be mitigated at another layer or later layers. So defense in depth is a multi-layered mechanism or is an approach with different security policies or different security practices in order to improve the security and in order to protect the vital information from being subjected to potential attacks. So here in the below image, attacker is attacking a network with different kinds of attacks like web attacks, network attacks, DOS attacks, spoofing, phishing, email attacks, and there are a number of attacks which are not mentioned here. But this network can be secured by implementing DID, that is defense in depth, at various levels like at firewall, routers, switches, machines, and at Wi-Fi router with WPA2 password and so on. So here in the image, just to show you, there are three levels of security. At one at firewall, one at the router, and another at the another router. So this is how defense in depth is implemented in a network. Now in this slide you can see how defense in depth is implemented at each levels. In this picture I have shown you 6 levels. So in the level 6 you can see policies, procedures and awareness. Here security strategies like data classifications, awareness programs, usage policies can be implemented, and at physical layers, fences, walls, guards, biometrics, iris scanners, access cards, ID cards, etc. can be implemented. Then at an internal network, a transport layer security is implemented in general like encryption and identity, etc. And at host level you have seen host threats and host vulnerabilities. So at host level you can implement password protection, malware, antiviruses, firewall applications, and you can patch your operating systems with different vulnerability management patches. Application. At application you can do or you can implement strategies like authentication, authorization, code practices like code validation, and application layer securities strategies can be implemented. And at data level you can implement strategies like database security, online storage and backups, content security, information rights management, message or data encryption, etc.